But Joe Henderson and Lee Morgan and Woody Shaw and all those guys, man, they were friends for I got, in their circle. Uh, like I said, you learn so much from such great people. And like Horace Silver had a friend, I can never remember his name, man. He played bongos. He was from Brazil. I was looking at Tom. I thought he had it that time. He was from Puerto Rico and from Brazil, from Latin land. And so Horace said, I want to do a song for my father. And like Cape Verdean blues, he was telling me how the rhythm go and everything. But nobody really instructed me how to do it. So, as they speak, you kind of make up your own, term in your head. So when he came out with a song for my father, it was like supposed to be like a bossa nova, but not a bossa nova. So they told me, you make up your own feeling on this, man. You don't have to play no straight bossa nova beat like, when you should be playing. He said, so, but that was the foundation of it. Then being a musician, you improvise and put your own little clicks and then you dig it, you don't have to have it. And it was just about the feeling. But as to this day, I couldn't have been more fortunate to been chosen to play with his band at that time, to be on a song that's still been played ever since, like many other songs for Lifetime, song for my father.
I think that record is really important for drummers because I think a lot of jazz drummers learn how to play a bossa nova from that record. Historically, the only other bossa nova record or records that were in this country at that time would have been the stuff that Stan Getz did with João Gilberto and Antonio Carlos Jobim. So it was that and Song from My Father that I think taught most of us how to play bossa nova on drum sets. So you were an innovator, man, in that regard.
And you know what? I have to take my hat off to Tom because he keep coming up with things, man. Like he keep coming up with things, but he's telling the truth. I can go back to 1964. We were at Birdland, and Astro Gilberto, she was singing Stan Getz in their band, and then you always have two bands. Stan Getz was going first, and then we going after that. And that's right, man. Like when Song for My Father came out, and he did Girl from Ipanema and all that, and that's terrific, And you said it because there wasn't a whole lot of bossa nova things out, because
not in this country. That was when it was brand new.
That's right, man. Stan Getz brought a whole lot of that to the table. So, and then at the same time, just remember now, we've been in America, and we interpret. We're not from the Latin land, so we're going to interpret things kind of like our own way anyway. Dig it, the American style.
Well,
But
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, but I do love all the Latin clan, all the the sambas and all those different rhythms that they play.
Well, I hear a lot of what you did on Song from My Father every time I hear an American drummer play, a bossa nova, because if you listen to the Brazilian drummers on the other records, Getz and Gilberto, guys like Milton Banana and so forth, they would almost always play a stick and a brush, which some American drummers do, but more often than not, it's pretty much exactly what you played on Song from My Father. So I think most of us got it from that. Anybody else have any comment on that, Paul?
That's true. Playing a bossa nova on the ride cymbal with the right hand on a ride cymbal, left hand on a click, and hi-hat on 2 and 4.
And improvising the rim shot, not playing.
Exactly, not playing a strict rhythm because he didn't have a guitar that he had to
lock in with. Right.
Horace was playing freer. Yeah, who else did that?
Nobody before him, I don't think. Yeah.
Oh, telling me something new.
I wish we could get you paid for that, man, but I don't know who to see about that.
But this is part of payback, because anytime we get chance, we need to share the music with people. And in my life, this is one of the times when people get together. They're nice to one another. They laugh. They have a good time. Take them out of this room. Maybe you go outside, you're crazy. But in this room here today, people are beautiful. They listen to the music, and that's one thing I love about music. It takes you someplace that you can never go except for when you're dealing with people, and playing the music to them.
I think as far as you giving back, I think we should mention for those of you who might not be familiar, there are several of us here who graduated from Kappa High School, the Performing Arts High School. Myself, Paul, Brian, George Hyde, Donald, Randy. Man, there's a ton of people. Who else? I'm missing somebody.
Wow.
Is that it? Roger, you taught there for how long? It was 30 some years.
I was there for 28 years.
Oh, 28 years. Okay.
28 years.
So much, so many of us have benefited for that, and we also need to mention that the person that founded that school is here, Dr. Harry Clark. Just stand up, man. I'm sorry.
Come on, stand up, my brother. Come on, man. And most of you didn't know, I come up with this guy. Him and my neighbor, they both played trumpets, all right? And to tell you my story about my friend Harry Clark, you know how you can get on somebody's nerve and you keep asking for something, they say, oh man, let me give this to him. He's getting on my daggone nerve. That was the school board. He wanted to do this program. Yeah, he keep on coming over asking the same thing. Well, give it to him. It's in Homewood, it's on Brushing Avenue, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Little did they know that was going to work because he gave so many kids a chance to have a place to, you know, to study and get out of it. Because we're not all the same. Many of us in here are artists, not just playing the instrument, but you create things in your head. That is where else where can you go to do that? You know, you're being very creative. And now I struggled with this because I was talking to Dr. Clark. My man is Harry Clark. We call him Dr. Anyway, so the kids don't get confused about this. We were talking about, you know, last year I missed the year of the boat ride. And I've been doing this boat ride for years and years and years, okay? And now they decided, me too, but I got help. They decided that we're going to do the boat ride again this year. And we're going to do it June the 24th, everybody. I went to bed night before last and I woke up with this brainstorm. Even though it had me being broke at times, because the people need money for the boat ride. So what I'm putting out for now, for you all to make sure the thing is successful, get you a ticket and mark it down for June the 24th. Please be on the boat ride. We're going to have the band. We're going to have some students, you know, that we're going to give some money to help them with their scholarship thing, you know. So put it on your calendar, June the 24th. We're going to do that. I told you, I just woke up on it. I woke up on it the night before last. See, the people have been asking me to do this, all right? And like, yeah, it's nice, but it's a whole lot of work you got to do. And my two nieces decided, Uncle, you have to do this because people need to have the boat ride again where everybody have funny and you contribute. And just think about it. All through the summer, if you don't go to the jazz festival, how many times you go out and just have a big good time on a Sunday afternoon? Not that often. Don't lie. Don't lie. Not that often. Unless somebody invests in something to have. It's like a picnic. You know, everybody comes to the picnic and has some fun. That's all it's about. So we're going to do that. Mark the calendar. Now that I committed myself, I have to call that woman Monday.
Yeah, you're in it now, man. People putting it on their calendar.
Yeah, I got to call her Monday and tell her, yeah, we're going to do the boat ride, man, for the kids. And thanks, Doc, because he's always participating, helping us out with advertising, whatever.
Do we have time for a couple more questions? Does anybody else have a question who didn't ask one before? Anything?
One more?
Yeah. During your career, did you ever feel discouraged? And if you did, what was it that motivated you to like push on?
That's a great question. If you didn't hear that, he said, was there any point in your career where you felt very discouraged, and what was it that helped you get out of that? That's a great question.
You know, yeah, you're right. That is a great question. But in my life, man, nothing bothered me but so much. I mean, there's always answers. We all got problems, but all problems got solutions and answers. And one thing about being in New York, when I came back home, I was thinking, you know, like, man, I have a wife and I have children. And like I thought to myself, I'm going to leave the road because the road was getting to the point. It was taking me away so much, and you know how things get on your nerve, no matter what it is. Not your plan, not the music. It's just part of the business get on your nerve. So I made my mind up after dealing with Ray Charles. Make a long story short, that was a trip. I loved him madly, but the traveling was a trip. You dig it? So I made my mind up. I said, man, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take New York City, the spirit, because I've been going to New York City ever since I was a little kid, got my grandmother there. I'm gonna take the spirit of New York City and take it back to Pittsburgh so I can have my cake and eat it too. And my cake was my wife and kids, and my music was another part of my cake that I didn't want to lose. So I'm going back to Pittsburgh and play some drums and call up all my friends, and that's where we're at now. You got to make things happen a lot of times. And so you don't forget anybody in there doing what we do. This is called music business. If you're not dealing with music business, you're not going to last too long because it's a reality. You know what I mean? You can be broke, and everybody think that we're rich. They don't even know how much we get paid sometimes. But we do it because we love the music. And every once in a while, here comes somebody give us a nice little token. And he said, when I'm getting ready to quit, here you come and give me a nice paycheck. I said, I'm going to go keep on playing, you know what I mean? But we do this because we love the art, and we don't have no choice. Once you're kidnapped, man, like this is part of your life. You got to make it work.
Brock, you got something you want to add?
Yeah, it was actually about Ray Charles. Can you see me, Roger?
Huh?
So all the time I was talking to you, I never got to talk to you much about playing with Ray Charles. How long were you with that band? And the volume of that band, how intense did the volume get? Were you hitting hard a lot with that band, or? And how was Ray to work for musically?
Ray was beautiful to work for musically because when I took my audition, I went down to the hotel where they called me at. Edgar Willis, the bass player, working with Ray Charles. And he said, we got a young drummer in Pittsburgh, man, Roger Humphreys. And I went down there to make the audition and tell her like it is. They had the drum set down there, and Edgar was right here, and they say, hey, Ray, he came out the dressing room, not the dressing room, but the big ballroom with him. He sat at the piano, and they put this book in front of me. I said, oh, man. So you got to be true to yourself. I said, hey, man, I'm going to tell you something. I can't read this music. He said, you can't read music? I said, I can't read this music. I can't interpret like that. I never studied that hard to do it. So it's heavy. So Ray said, okay, take the music away. And he started playing the tune. And I knew what the tune was. Then he stopped. He started playing another tune. And I knew what the tune was. It's like knowing somebody's menu. But not only did I know what the tune was, the feeling, he liked my feeling, how I was playing at the same time, you know. And think about it. Ray Charles been blind. So music don't come to you because you read it. Music comes to you because it's in your soul, your body, and you learn how to keep listening and find out how to do it. That's why a lot of people play music like this. But anyway, man, I went home, and 2 weeks later, I got the phone call. Come and join us in Chicago. And that's how I joined Ray Charles' band. And the more I worked with him, Wallace Davenport was the band director, band leader. He was trying to help me to read, just to figure out, you know, how the tune goes, and the quarter notes, the eighth notes, you dig it? Saying that you play, you must interpret it. That's why I told all my young drummers, don't be lazy. You got to read it so you can interpret with somebody. It's like if you can't read English, he may say to you, I don't like you anymore, but you can't interpret it, so you don't know what he's saying. Meanwhile, if you understand what he's saying, you may not be able to read it that fast. I don't like you anymore, but you can figure out, you know, what he's saying. So just even with the music part, if you can interpret it, you may not be able to read it right that fast, but get it and look at it. You know, that's why we teach it the rudiment, like the three-stroke rub. Never knew that before, but that's the pickup when they do ba-da-da-da-da. Three-stroke rub, boom, ba. That's a three-stroke rub. But nobody knows, but they write it down. I don't tell you it's a simple thing to the boom. No. It's written on the music. And you don't know how a three-stroke rough go, you can't play to the boom. You know, simple as that. So once you have the musical ability, tell them all, man, come on, don't be afraid of reading the music, you know. We all, if you want to do this as a career, but you don't have to do it. You don't have to do it.
How old were you when you played with Ray? Age?
How old was I when I played with Ray Charles? I was, let me see, with Horace Silver, I was 20, I left out 20. I must have been, I had to be about 30.
Yeah?
No, yeah, 30. Had to be about 30.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Huh?
How long did you tour with him?
I only did it for a year. I couldn't take it no more. Couldn't take that no more, man. Oh, the pace is fast. You got all kind of rules. You got a seat that you assigned seat sitting on the bus, assigned seat on the airplane. And I got along with Ray so very well because of the fact I played chess. And Fred Robinson, the guitar player, he played chess. So therefore, after he beat Fred in chess, sent him back to his seat. Come on up here, Humphreys. I said, okay. I go up there, and he beat me. And I kept saying to myself, one of these days, I'm going to beat Ray's. I'm going to beat Ray's butt. And then when they came out with the movie, you seen Ray was in rehab. He was playing chess all the time. He's not my age. Look how old he was, you know, going through that. So therefore, he's a very skillful a person playing chess. And we all had addiction, like Ray, you know, you seen that? Man let all that go. You got some strong people. He would just drink coconut cream, you know, as a liqueur, but he didn't do no more drugs. But to show you how strong people is, he was a very strong man. And he was, be honest with you, he was nice to me. And the reason why I put Ray, because it got, like I said, too much of the business. My dad had a heart attack. Took him 4 or 5 days to get a hold of me, and they have your itinerary where you're at. So I just had to make up my mind. I love you too, Ray, but I'm going home. And that's what I did. I quit the band, so I didn't have that much tension. But other than that, he was one of my heroes, man. Yeah, he was one of my heroes, Ray Charles.
Well, we're all extremely grateful that you decided to come back here and stay here because we've all benefited from that. So thank you, man.
Thank you, baby.
You guys got time to play one more quick tune before it's time to go?
We're going to play a real short. You never heard a tune before in your life this short. Max and I have to get to East Liberty. We got a gig. Oh, and him. We got to get to East Liberty. And now, see, he ain't got to take the piano because they got a piano for him. We're playing at the...
It's Wallace's Whiskey Room.
Oh, yeah.
Hotel Indigo. And so we got to get over there and hit by 5. So, yes, sir.
Ms. Humphreys, quick question. For those who don't know, other than tonight and other than the boat ride, where is some locations coming up where younger guys or not younger guys can come and check you out and hear you?
This week coming up, I'm going to be at the Alphabet City. And Tuesday, we're going to be at the Backstage Bar. I'm being there with my son, my younger son, Tony DePaulis, been with his band.
Monday at Savoy.
And Monday at Savoy.
There you go.
See that? Otherwise, I miss all my gigs. I can't remember all the stuff. That's right, Monday at Savoy. So we're going to, anybody else, we're going to play quickie. We got to go set up at this place at the hotel, okay? But please go on my website, RogerHumphreysBand.com, okay? And you can check out my schedule. And thank you all so very much for hanging out. You made my day. Thank you. Can't find anything no faster.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Roger Humphreys, Max Luke, Tony DePaulo.
Thanks so much, Roger, for doing this. It means so much to us. Only made sense to have you be the first guy here playing some music, man. Thanks to everybody from Tony DePaulo. Let's give him a round of applause. Max Leak on piano. How about for Thomas Went helping out with all the insight and questions? These guys are going to split for a performance they have to do. Stick around there. We're going to do a drawing here in a second. See who wins some door prizes. And thanks for supporting the shop. We have these great shirts, if anybody didn't see, with the honor of Roger, the great Joe Harris, Kenny Clark, Art Blakey. We're going to have some more coming in. I think we only have 5 or 6 left. We're going to sell like hotcakes. And we have some other merchandise as well, T-shirts for the shop. Yeah, we're going to do the drawing right now, actually. Yeah. If you don't win, you blame Tom, okay? This is for the Zildjian stick bag and a few pair of drumsticks in the bag. Kimberly Delco. Is Kimberly here? Yeah. All right, this next one is for a 10-inch Paiste signature splash symbol. Tom, who's winning this one? All the beautiful women today. Tammy Davis. She here? All right.
Cool. All right. You're not the big guys, too. Hey, man.
Thank you.
See you guys soon. Hey, baby.
All right, man.
Thank you very much.
Oh, congratulations.
Hang around when you take a picture after.
Okay, this last, the main item is a wonderful snare drum custom made by Lou Ross, one of the owners of the shop. Makes beautiful drums, and let's see where this one's going. Rob Capozzolo.
Sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong.
Is Rob here?
Rob?
I guess Rob isn't here. But we'll get in touch with Rob and let him know that he won this drum. And we want to thank everybody again for coming today. We really appreciate it. We have a bunch of stuff for sale. Stick around for a while.